Psych, get your grandmother butt naked in the middle of your basement playing Wii tennis with a zesty stink bug. Such a bitch, ain't nobody care, boy. You mad at these?
One roast. That's all it takes.
I don't even care anymore, because you know what? You're a you're a loser. Loser.
All right. Yep.
And oh, little loser.
That's all you can say.
What are you talking about?
What
What is this? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to sleep.
Mum, people are yelling at me. People are yelling at me.
In a matter of seconds, Packgod can turn a clout-chasing influencer into a walking meme. But here's the thing nobody's talking about. Some of the people that Packgod roasted got even more famous. Others completely vanished without a trace. But now, after months of silence, Packgod has returned. So today, we're going to break down whether a Packgod roast actually ruins your reputation and why his own reputation is crumbling. What I found might change how you see him forever. I'm sure you remember that Packgod's got beef against OnlyFans girls. I mean, come on, how could you forget? The guy has made it his mission to take them down.
The fuck up. I actually don't give a shit. Shut the fuck up. Fucking kill yourself, man.
Her name was Kat, a small-time British model who thought hopping on a Discord call with Packgod would be a good way to go viral. It all started in May 2023 when Packgod invited her onto the call. While many of his roasts aren't consensual, this one was. She wanted it, or she thought so. She made one fatal mistake though. She thought the whole thing was a prank, and this was a fake Packgod. Spoiler alert, it wasn't.
Running around with these Packgod profile pictures, man, is so cringe.
Bro, what are you even saying, bro? Do you see yourself in the camera right now? And I'm not
I
even.
do.
Do I sound like a kid? Does this sound like
You
a
do
kid?
sound like a kid impersonating someone trying to be Packgod.
It was the real deal, and he was coming with heat.
How long did it take you to do your makeup before you decided to sit in this Discord call with your camera on? I actually want to know that. Like you put your makeup on like you're coming onto a date, but you're in reality you're sitting in a Discord call talking to a bunch of random guys who don't even know you or care about you. Let that sink in for a minute.
Who are you?
Yeah.
That was just the beginning. She kept pushing him, and eventually he snapped. He went berserk. Before this, I knew he had a mean streak, but damn.
Your parents got the voice, call that Clash of Clans. You got the IQ of a K-pop Twitter stain. You got 2 titties on you. Pinhead Larry and Dirty Dan.
Honestly, how does he even come up with this stuff? Anyway, after that annihilation, Kat tapped out, never to be seen again.
I'm fucking done with this shit. Like, go fuck yourself. I don't actually care.
I mean, seriously, she disappeared. I tried my best to find out what happened to her, but I couldn't. I checked Reddit posts and comment sections and found nothing. I wasn't alone either. There's a whole community of people who want to know Kat's fate. Either way, Kat never came back, and Packgod, he moved on to the next target. But here's a twist. The next target came back stronger, and now she's got more followers than ever. What's even crazier is that now her little brother has reached out to Packgod for help, taking her down, and Packgod agreed. So let's talk about Camilla. The Camilla saga started in February 2024. In a video titled Packgod vs Insane OnlyFans Girl. A fitting title because that's exactly what it was.
And today is a historic day because I have recorded for you probably the most insane interaction that I have ever had in all of my years of making YouTube videos.
But what made Camilla different wasn't just her confidence, it was what she was willing to do for clout. Camilla is massive. She's got a huge following and hundreds of thousands of guys simping on her. The reason she's a top tier OF girl isn't just because of her looks though. She got a boost from featuring in Mr. Beast's legendary Squid Game and real life video. However, it's a lot darker and way weirder than that. On her mission to become an OF queen, she used her family members to promote it. No joke, even her grandpa.
If you had 15 minutes with me, what would you do?
Well, I'd have to think about certain things, certain factors like speed of sound and light. Light is a lot faster than sound, and so that would be depending on what dimension I'm in.
She even got her little brother involved, the same one that would get revenge later.
So how does it feel to have a sister that has an OF?
My friends always ask me if it's pink, but I don't really know what they mean by that.
Click the link in my bio. I can't.
Anyway, That was the final straw, and after that, Packgod intervened. But this wasn't just some random Discord ambush. He went undercover, posing as a talent scout, planning the whole thing like it was a sting operation.
So my name is Jeff Bridges, like I was saying, and I'm actually a talent scout for a OnlyFans alternative called LittyLikeATitty.com. And basically what I would be interested in is offering you an exclusive deal, alright, where you sign to our site, alright, and I will pay you a upfront guarantee much more than OnlyFans, and I was wondering if you'd be interested.
A great opportunity, right? Well, nah. Camilla wasn't having none of it.
First of all, you sound like a goddamn 12-year-old, like,
Alright, well,
running this fake company, like, bye.
let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of...
Her true colors were starting to come out. She even dissed her own subscribers.
Get the f out of here.
Well, do you think that people that subscribe to your OnlyFans are weird?
I think anyone who's an OnlyFans subscriber is a little weird.
It only goes downhill from there until Packgod has enough and brings out the artillery.
Why you talking so? Nah, get your mother. Somebody get your body. OnlyFans video producing. Younger brother emotionally abusing. Grandpa sexually seducing. Brain cells in my head reducing. Mr. B Squid Game playing. Bottom of the barrel content creating. Your online career has been steady decaying. And that's why you reverted to online ball display.
Midway through his rampage, her boyfriend even comes on camera, and Packgod unloaded.
Every day. Stop trying to act like you care.
You would literally f***ing jump in front of a car to touch a girl like this.
Like you really an off-brand sneaker, bro. Like that ain't sneaker, that's sneaky.
So Pack burnt Camilla to a crisp. It was chaos, but after that, her numbers exploded. Turns out, being toxic isn't enough to kill someone's rep anymore. But the story wasn't over, because almost a year later, Packgod came back, and this time, he had an inside man. On the 28th of April 2025, Packgod came for not only vengeance, but also justice. This was his hero arc. He wanted to protect Camilla's brother from the embarrassment she was causing him, but it didn't go exactly to plan. Turns out, he was sick of being bullied, tired of being dragged into her content. He didn't want clout, he wanted help.
I think that your actions don't just have, doesn't affect not just only you, but it also affects me. Next year, I'm gonna be applying for colleges, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that with things that are on the internet. I might not even be able to get a girlfriend because people, they already know. In public, people ask me, do you really like your sister?
Yeah, that must suck. And as they say, drastic times call for drastic measures. So, Pat came up with a plan, and this time, it wasn't a roast, it was an ambush. Their genius strategy was to pretend Christian had signed Camilla and himself up for much needed online family therapy. But of course, there wasn't no therapist, just Packgod and his friend.
Okay, we're all here now. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
hello.
I would like to introduce us first. So my name is Ezekiel Jones. I've been a therapist now for over 14 years. And this is my intern, Hubert. He's here to shadow today.
Hello.
As you could probably imagine, this did not end well.
I brought my sister here because she's ruined my life, basically.
It's like a little two-man. Like, what is this going on? Like, you're being weird. Like, just say your fucking feelings so that I can move on with my day, okay?
Oh!
It looks like her attitude hasn't gotten any better in the year since her last roasting, but Packgod was ready for it.
You're mad that you are known and you're well known and people act. Honestly, shut your fucking mouth because people actually.
Shut the fuck up! I brought you to this therapy session.
Now, Camel Toe. We cannot curse here.
Okay. This is a bunch of bullshit.
Hubert Schellenberger.
Wait, did I see Camilla smirk? Seems even she found it funny. But this was just the beginning. Remember, Pack was here for one reason and one reason only: to ruin Camilla's reputation once and for all.
Guys, go enjoy my fucking OnlyFans. You are funneling children to your fucking OnlyFans through your YouTube channel. Do you understand why that may potentially be a negative thing? And all the while you're doing it, you're using your younger brother to fucking promote it and ruin his life.
I will never, okay.
It's too early to tell if this actually affected Camilla in any way, but I doubt it. The truth is, Packgod is getting old. Yeah, his roasts are funny, but there's a reason so many people are turning on him now. Just check this comment. Maturing is realizing that all the interactions are fake and the rap doesn't even make sense. It's a bold statement, but that might be exactly the reason so many people are turning on Packgod. Just a few days before his Camilla video, Pack was exposed. On the 26th of April, a video came out and it made everybody see Pack in a new light. Let me just say, it got 1 million views for a good reason. For one, although his roasts are super funny on the surface, are they really? Most of the time he is just screaming stuff into the mic. And while we understand it because of the subtitles and flashy editing, does the other person? And if they can't, can it really be called a roast? Which may be why, apart from some OF girls, his roasts haven't even affected anybody's careers that much. We'll get to some of them in a second, but first, we got to see this. Just look at how his insults sound without all the flashy stuff.
I don't even know what he's saying.
One eternity later.
Guess what? You about to take yourself to find out something. You a furry. You a furry. But you went up to your friend in school and said, we all know.
See what I mean? What even is that? But it gets worse. Word on the street is his videos aren't even real. FaZe Fire exposed him for this back in February, and it changed everything. He basically called Packgod out for only going after anyone who's a female with a small following. Easy targets. FaZe also points out that anytime Packgod target isn't in the category, the whole thing is scripted.
Packgod is not packing anyone without first having all the advantages. He is the one that chooses the targets. When he hops on Omegle and roasts random people, they aren't prepared for it. He makes diss tracks on people that don't know he exists. When he harasses people on Discord, they already know it's coming because he's asked them to do it.
Autumn, wait, Autumn, let's just end the video. Autumn, just start be like this shit and then just dip out the VC or something. I don't know.
If you think that's not true, ask yourself this. Why does Pack shout out all his so-called victims in his video descriptions? He even puts a disclaimer saying this is all for entertainment purposes, like it's WWE or something. Like in one of the most infamous roasts against the cosplaying e-girl.
I don't have time for you, I don't have the energy for you, I'm not gonna do that because I don't care, alright? I don't care. No, who has perms? Who has perms?
Oh, you're gonna get me
banned?
Oh, you wanna get me banned? Oh, you wanna get me banned? Oh, you wanna get me banned?
Who has perms?
You wanna get me banned? See? Okay, that's fine. You wanna get me banned?
You better get your goddamn Brandeis Spice. Roast you once, roast you twice. Harry's infested with radioactive lice. The only match you got on Tinder was the 3 blind mice.
Let's pretend there's no dramatic music, no crazy editing, no subtitles. Would it hit the same? We've already seen that it doesn't. But then check out the video description. I mean, come on. It even says that it's not real bullying. He even has their Instagram handle in there. So has Packgod been lying to us? But he actually came out and defended himself underneath FaZe Fire's video. Pack left a comment, or should I say, an essay. I won't read it all, but basically he said the reason he puts people's socials in the video was so that they don't sue him. And that some of his most infamous roasts, like the Sneeko and Speed ones, are all from live streams. So there's no way he could have faked them, which is true, but those ones also were some of his worst. Also, see how he avoided mentioning anything about his editing and the need for subtitles? It looks like he's falling off big time. And after all those roasts, it's actually his reputation that suffered the most. You could say it's karma. If you doubt that, we should be able to clearly see how his roasts have affected his victims' reputations, since he's been doing this for years. Let's start with Sneeko, the guy who exploded in popularity after Packgod went at him. This was supposed to be a huge moment, August 2022, the first upload on Packgod's channel. Pack versus Sneeko, 2 internet loudmouths, 1 Discord call.
Hey yo, Sneeko, shut the f*** up, bitch. Now I'm really about to get to the pack and the back and the dick and the dap and the flip and the flop and the dip and the bop and the whip and the whip and the sip and the sip and you dirty as shit. Look at your haircut, boy. You got a Plans for Zombies map on your head. You ugly as shit.
Sneeko looks like he literally has no idea what Pack is saying. And it doesn't get any better.
Got a name, mom, I'm smart, bubble bass, wax your ass, COVID's real, where's my mask? Chewed on pencil, little freckle, bought a bike, got no pedals, disabled crumple bag, dirty rag, Fortnite lag, absent dad, hit the dab, scallywag, Canadian flag, humpback, sweaty sap, buckle, rap, buckle.
His rhyming is pretty good, I'll give him that. But he could have easily been reading that all off a paper he wrote before the stream. Anyone who's not a kid knows that wasn't even that funny. And when the target doesn't care, the roast doesn't land. Sneeko was unfazed. And within a year, he wasn't being clowned. He was meeting Trump. Whether you love him or hate him, Sneeko's clout only grew after this. Packgod's attempt backfired, and honestly, it wouldn't be the last time. Then came KSI, Packgod's biggest target yet. At least, that's what he wanted it to look like. But this wasn't a roast. Pack went undercover as a fake country singer to get in KSI's Discord. Apparently, it was an audition. For whatever reason, KSI was supposedly on the hunt for a country artist. here's how it went.
Yo, what's up, man? My name's Dale Hickleberg. I'm a country singer from Alabama. It's nice to be here. Just want to make sure, just to test something. Can you hear the sound effect?
Yes, I heard that.
All right, awesome. All right, I'm gonna sing a little diddly, okay?
Hey, a little diddly.
My name is Dale, and I live on a farm. I have a chicken right by my arm. That's my chicken, and my name is Dale. Ooh, yeah.
But here's the thing, the entire setup felt scripted. KSI didn't react like someone getting blindsided. And come on, if you were KSI scouting out talent, would you really be doing it on Discord? Anyway, when KSI admitted it sucked, the packing began.
Now I'm dissing on JJ, Alatunje. When you fight Jake, maybe someday. Forehead long like a runway, switching up my floors like the wet beans. And I call it through the gun game. Money talent, short, trying to find your talent. Forehead circumference, the fight's my max. Man, when you was get so lost, they got money in the crypto. Tommy Fears coming, they got blocked by the tiptoe. What's ripped now? You got a big like a hippo. This track till you go back to a wage fellow. Knock a bitches out with your elbow. Big nose like Elmo. Your rap don't.
He basically just hits him with a rap, and that's because behind the scenes, these two are friends. It was just content, which is totally fine, but let's call it what it is, a skit, not a takedown. So while the video racked up millions of views, KSI walked away, untouched, no damage, no fallout, nothing. It's starting to look like anybody with a backbone as well as a decent following is immune to Packgod's roast. But that was years ago. Maybe he's improved since then. Maybe it isn't only insecure e-girls whose reputation he ruins. Well, let's put that to the test, because only a few months ago, he went after Jack. If there was ever a Packgod roast that should have hit hard, it was this one. And I've got to be real with you, it surprised me.
I can't control what people do online. You know, if I'm gonna get someone if I don't get someone into gambling because of my videos, then someone else is gonna get that person into gambling.
Yeah, but you can influence what people do online.
In late December 2024, only a couple days before Christmas, Packgod vs. Jack went live. Now Jack's a pretty terrible guy. A guy who's been caught texting while driving, crashing cars, promoting OF to kids, and all kinds of other degeneracy. Let's just say, he's a terrible influence. He should have been an easy target, but sadly, it didn't really live up to the hype. And the whole story seems a bit fishy. According to Packgod, he went undercover and reached out to Jack's manager and said he wanted to do an interview. Somehow, he agreed. How lucky. I'm sure the manager of one of YouTube's biggest stars says yes to interviews with every random guy who asks. Either way, Jack showed up.
Let's get right into the video.
So one thing that a lot of people were asking about that I'll just relay for you is your primary source of income. Where would you say you make the most amount of money on the internet?
I thought Packgod was going to force Jack to explain himself, maybe make him a bit uncomfortable. But for some reason, Jack was ready for it, like he knew it was coming.
If you don't mind disclosing that. If you do, that's
I'm pretty sure you're digging for the OnlyFans answer. No, I'm kidding, but obviously, I mean, it's not like, so that's not known. But yeah, I mean, a decent amount of my money comes from OnlyFans management and that side of things, but also a decent chunk of it, my monthly income comes from my own stuff. You know, I have a kick deal, I have a gambling deal, I have a YouTube channel and a bunch of other stuff. So I make enough money, off just myself, but yeah, I also run a...
Jack did look like he was getting nervous though, and Packgod upped the pressure.
Do you feel like it may be a negative thing by any chance to promote gambling to especially, a younger audience, considering the fact that it may cause them into signing up onto these gambling sites and becoming gambling addicts themselves?
I mean, as long as they use my code, I'm completely okay with it.
What a scumbag. He sounds a whole lot like Camilla. After that, he got visibly angry, and Packgod went in for the kill.
Jack, I'll tell you what I'm tired of, Jack. I'm tired of your content faking, OnlyFans girl pimping, super car flexing, man baby face having, egotistical, self-righteous, disrespectful pile of heated up horse manure. You spread across the internet like the bubonic plague. You look like a 7-year-old, your face doesn't age. You make millions of dollars off of OnlyFans girls while paying them minimum wage.
Because of who Jack is, I hope it wasn't fake. But the point of this video is to find out how Packgod's roasts affect people's reputations. So that was in December 2024. And he's still pulling in views. It didn't affect him at all. I guess people just know what Jack's about and choose to watch him anyway. It's a sad world we live in. At the end of the day, it looks like it's true. Packgod's roasts have only destroyed a couple of e-girls. Even Bella the Wolf, the girl who makes fun of dead soldiers, got out of it with no loss.
No, I'm just gonna ask you a question. Do you think it's funny to make fun of dead soldiers? Yes or no?
sometimes, depends.
Do you think it's funny to murder dogs?
Yeah.
She's another scumbag, but she's getting more views than ever. However, this is a silver lining. Everyone still hates her. It looks like Pack's roast did some good, and he remains undefeated against e-girls. Well, except Camilla, whose OF career seems to be doing just fine. So, can he really be called a career ender? I'll let you decide. If you enjoyed this and want to see more deep dives into YouTube's craziest creators, make sure you check out one of the videos on the screen now.